Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are all doing well and happy International Women's Day. Um, in light of that being the International Women's Day, I wanted to share with you guys what Pope Francis has said along those lines, is that regarding femininity, he says elements that make up femininity, femininity so necessary to the church and the world are the elements that are a part of it are the courage to face difficulties, the capacity for being practical, a natural desire to promote what is most beautiful and human according to God's plan. And then he goes on to say also that women's dignity needs to be restored to what is beautiful and what is good, including those things that it was just said. And so this leads me to the Catholic social teachings. I don't know if you guys have heard them or of them. Maybe you've heard it mentioned in passing. But the themes of the Catholic social teaching are prevalent throughout all of Scripture, through God's message, through Christ's message and mission of the church. And what these Catholic social teachings are about is about building a just society and living lives of holiness among the challenges of living in our current time. And so the social teaching is broken down into themes. There's 7 themes. And so the first theme is life and dignity of the human person. And so what is taught there is that human life is sacred and that the dignity of the human person is the foundation of a moral vision for society. So this belief is the foundation of all the principles of our social teaching, meaning that's everything that we point to. And so, with that being said, we believe that every person is precious, that people are more important than things, and that the measure of every institution is whether it threatens or enhances the life and dignity of the human person. So, whatever we do, does it acknowledge the life and dignity, the sacredness of people, of the person? Is whatever we're doing, is it bringing that forth or diminishing it? So the next theme is the call to family, community, and participation. So what this means is that the person is not only sacred, but it's social. So that means we are organized people. We are a society with our economics and politics and policy and so forth. But those things directly affect human dignity and the capacity of individuals to grow in community. So marriage and family are the central social institutions that must be supported and strengthened, not undermined. So when we say that participation, is that participation in our society, in our community? Are they upholding the dignity of the person? Are they giving the opportunity for the family to grow, to flourish? And so that's that participation. So the third theme of the Catholic social teaching is the rights and responsibilities. That is, the Catholic tradition teaches that human dignity can be protected and a healthy community can be achieved only if human rights are protected and responsibilities are met. To state that simply is human decency. We have the duty and responsibilities to one another, to our families, and to the society so that we can have that moral participation in our family, in our community, but then, as always, pointing back to the dignity of the human person. Is it honored in that? Is it respected? Is it held as sacred? Is it pointing to that? Then the fourth option is what we call the option for the poor and vulnerable. And what that means is, are we putting the needs of the poor and the vulnerable first? What are we doing to help them get out of their state? And so the fifth theme is the dignity of work and the rights of workers. So when the church says this, they say the economy must serve people, not the other way around. Work is more than a way to make a living. It is a form of continuing participation in God's creation. If the dignity of the work is to be protected, then the basic rights of workers must be respected. They have the right to productive work, to decent and fair wages. So we need to be able to make a living and be able to provide for our families. And so the sixth theme, and we'll go more in depth with these at a later time. But I also kind of wanted to bring these up too because it's the beginning of Lent and we can consider some of these ways of what we can do for Lent. So anyways, the sixth option, or the sixth theme, is solidarity. So what that is that we are one family, whatever our national, racial, ethnic, economic, and ideological ideas are. We are one family. And that we need to look to care for one another. So it's been said that if you want, by Pope Paul VI, he says, if you want peace, work for justice. That is solidarity. Then the last theme of the Catholic social teaching is care for God's creation. And caring for the creation is for the earth, not just an Earth Day slogan. It's a requirement of our faith. We are called to protect people and the planet where we're living. All of creation, not just the earth, but the living creatures in it. That means not taking an advantage of the resources that God has provided us. It's much like a garden, to where, we want our garden to flourish, is that we have to nurture it. That means not just taking what's there, but we have to replenish, we have to care for, we have to water it, we have to add fertilizer, we have to do all the things. But again, going back to the International Women's Day, there are many, many amazing Catholic women that have made a difference. And so just to name a few are Dorothy Day, Mother Teresa, Edith Stein, who is a philosopher. Flannery O'Connor was an author. Then if we look at scripture themselves, countless. We got Mary, the Mother of God. We have Ruth of the Old Testament, Esther of the Old Testament, and those are just to name a few. And I just hope that you guys have a good day, and I will see you guys tomorrow night.